If you're familiar with ant colonies and how they can create an intricate network of tunnels, well, I just discovered these shrimp called ghost shrimp that can do the same exact thing. So in my room, I built this mini underground sand section inspired by an ant colony. But instead of ants, it's packed with ghost shrimp. So in this video, I'm going to raise a colony myself and watch how they can build a whole underground empire of tunnels. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and buy these guys right now. Guys, I just realized that they don't actually sell any of them online. The only ghost shrimp that they have are these like white freshwater ones. Bruh. Okay guys, I just found this video of a guy actually trying to catch these shrimp for bait, and it looks like he's using some sort of pump to pump them out of the ground. And apparently it looks like they live along these bays, like a marshland area. So I picked one of these pumps up from the store and got a kayak so I can paddle out to a marsh area I found on a map. And I found a shallow area in the middle of a canal and parked my kayak. As you can see on the sandbar, there are small little mounds with holes on them. Holes like this, they should have ghost shrimp inside, but we have to get them out of the hole. To extract them from the hole, we're gonna use our pump. So with this tool, you basically just suck them out of their hole. It's not easy to find them because they leave this trail of dirt behind. And eventually the current brings it all away and you can see if you caught anything. Just this one has passed away. I knew this was going to happen, so I brought a fishing rod so I can hopefully catch a fish. While the fishing rod was in the water, I decided to catch the rest of the shrimp. It kind of took a while, but I caught about 6 of them.
Ooh, there's one trying to get away.
Nice little shrimp right here. That a little ghost shrimp?
After I caught all the shrimp, I noticed my rod getting bites. Well, that was my sign to go home and start building the tank. So this is the tank we're gonna make the colony in. I wanted to make this tank similar to an ant colony enclosure, so that means it had to be kind of skinny. So my plan for this tank is to glue a piece of glass along the back wall. This way it'll be a lot easier seeing the shrimp burrow in the dirt. While it was drying, I went back to the canal to get some of this dirt. This is the same dirt as of where I caught them at, so this is the best substrate for them. Inside this dirt contains a lot of detritus. This is what ghost shrimp actually feed on, as it contains fish waste, dead plants, and animal matter. I also filled up a bunch of buckets of water from the same area as well. So my dirt dried because I left it out for about a day, but the main goal here was fill that back portion with dirt. So it's very clunky right now, so I started pushing it all together with this stick that I stabbed my stupid neighbor with. What? She comes to my window at 1 AM telling me I'm too loud, like I give a about your stupid sleep. But now our tank is now complete. The tank has a depth about 3 inches, so we better see some shrimps burrowing. So using the water that I got from the canal, I put it on top of the dirt to filter out all the air. As I'm compressing this dirt, I notice this pile of water. And with my luck, a lake has sprung. Now why wouldn't there be a fucking lake? So since I'm lazy, I just got this toothpick and just shoved it in the hole. And it didn't even work, so I just left it. So with the buckets of water I got from the canal, I decided to fill the whole tank up. And as you can see, I put a layer of sand on the top of the mud so the mud doesn't ruin the water quality. But now it is time for our shrimp to start shrimping. And if you see this white shrimp right here, I named him Gertrude. He's a male with a big claw. So now one by one, I extracted them into our new tank. I'm very curious on what these guys are thinking right now, but definitely their digging senses has kicked in, because I guess that's all they do, dig holes. Bruh. And as you can see, they kind of use their pinchers to dig through the sand. What I've noticed from the shrimps digging, I feel like they get kind of tired. There'll be times when they stop digging and not move, and act like they're dead, but then they'll start back up again. The first inch of dirt is definitely the hardest to dig through, but once they get past that, they can easily start working on their burrow. After about a week of them digging in the sand, this is what they've built. The cool part about this is that we get to see what's actually going on under the sand that we would never get to see. But keep in mind that the small holes we see is just a portion of what they've actually created. That's because they have a lot more room to work with, as the tunnels we see are right along the glass. Something else that I noticed is that the biggest shrimp that we put in here made this gigantic hole. Of course it was hard to film this guy because he was in the back corner of the tank, but he's definitely been doing a lot of constructing in his tunnel. When these shrimps make tunnels, the dirt has to go somewhere, so that's why this shrimp was offloading his load. But the result of doing this creates mounds of dirt on the surface. This one right here piled up so high it started sticking out of the water. But so far, after about a week, this is the progress that we've made. It's not much, but there's a few tunnels that we can see clearly. I even noticed that one of the shrimp we got was pregnant. And on this clip, I even managed to capture one of their secret abilities. As you can see, they cover the entrance of the hole with their tail. This creates a sealed chamber. And from another angle here, you can see that they actually use their bottom fins right here to push water. This process they do provides them with fresh oxygenated water, food, and it also keeps their burrow clean. I've also noticed where there's multiple entrances, they create a widened area just so they can switch directions whichever way they want. Another ability that they have is that they can keep their eggs clean.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Here you can see the shrimp brushing off the eggs of any debris. Well, cleaning eggs isn't the only thing that they're good at doing, because these guys are tunnel perfectionists. Here you can see a shrimp working on its tunnel. It's actually very easy for them to grab dirt and move it to another area. One of the cool things they do is always change up their tunnels. Later in the video I'll show a before and after so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright guys, I just woke up and as you can see there are 2 shrimps that has escaped. This is actually a pretty big one that I have. This is his hole. In this clip you can see the big one attacking the small one. One thing I didn't know is that I think these guys are very aggressive towards each other. The cool thing is they definitely know their territory and know to not go in other holes. Since they're down here, I'm going to get a piece of fish so I can feed them. Some tuna, some bluefin tuna. I cut off a super tiny piece because this is all they really need. Okay, I'm going to feed the big one first. Ooh! Since this shrimp is definitely enjoying his tuna, I'm gonna name him Tard. And Tard definitely walks a little weird. Why is he wobbling like that? Yo, he be wobbling. I didn't forget about the other shrimp that escaped, so I gave him a piece of tuna as well. It took him some time to realize there was food next to him, but he definitely smelled it and started eating. There we go. I let both shrimps finish eating their tuna, then it was time to put them back. Alright guys, it's time to put these guys back.
Oh my god! Wow!
Oh my god. His hole just collapsed. Then I put the other small shrimp in. It didn't look like he wanted to go in his hole and he wanted to explore. But sooner or later, he just went in his hole. What you see here isn't actually a dead shrimp, but it is actually a molted shell from a shrimp. But over the past 4 days, I noticed some changes around the tank. The first thing I noticed was this hole that the big one was living in actually disappeared. It was actually kind of sad because this hole was the only hole that I saw from the big one. This was really the only time I saw him besides when he came up on the corner, but besides that, there's also this other hole that got changed up as well. Something else I weirdly noticed is that there was worms inside of the dirt. But in the beginning of the video when I scooped it up at the canal, I believe this is where the worms came from. So one important thing I actually missed out on. Since these shrimps have shells which contain calcium, I've been dosing the tank with this all-for-reef supplement. And without this stuff, their shell won't be developed like they should be. So on the surface here, you can see a lot of holes. There's always new holes. It's kind of weird. So the tank in the first few days definitely looks a lot different than how the tank looks now. Maybe it's because they're not really digging where we could see them, but I think they might be digging on the back side of the glass where we can't really see. This was definitely one of my cooler projects I've done just because of how unique it is. I've never really seen anybody do a video about this besides this one video I found on YouTube. If you enjoy this video, I have a bunch more videos just like this on my YouTube channel that you should definitely check out.